The Xbox Game Showcase has concluded, guys, and with that, I want to give you guys my reaction to the showcase as a whole. So let's get right into it, guys. You all know that I'm a big Xbox fan. I love PlayStation, I love Nintendo. Xbox has a place dear to my heart because it was the first console I ever owned. And so with that, I've been hoping to see, the continued success, but really a major comeback for Xbox, even though I believe that Xbox One had a disastrous launch, and then, over time, they've kind of redeemed themselves with the Xbox One X and things of that nature. But I think that Xbox is making a significant push, as we could have seen from the Xbox Game Showcase, of all of their different exclusives, everything that they're working on, which is a lot. And a lot of things coming at launch, things coming at Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, which is absolutely huge. I think it's a game changer. Xbox at this point is the front runner of the Netflix of gaming, in my opinion, because of Xbox Game Pass. Now, we don't know what, of course, PlayStation's going to be doing and Nintendo and such, but Xbox Game Pass has proven a very good formula for Xbox, and I think moving into the Xbox Series X, I'm hoping to see more of the same. So really quickly though, guys, when it comes to my reactions, first of all, talking about the console itself, we didn't really get much new information regarding whether, when the release date was going to be coming out for the Xbox Series X, which I wish we did. However, I think Xbox very well may be waiting until PlayStation reveals theirs so that they can kind of market it in one way or another. This is going to be another war, guys, between the Xbox and PlayStation. PlayStation has really owned, the console wars for a while now. Nintendo, of course, has done an incredible job, though, of selling, millions of copies themselves. But between Xbox and PlayStation, PlayStation has had the upper hand for a while. Xbox is going to want to make sure that their marketing, as well as when they release, is somewhere maybe before, maybe even a little bit after PlayStation. It's hard to say. I would think they would want to get out ahead of when the PlayStation releases. But with that, guys, talking about the games, and let me tell you, overall, guys, there were some things that I was a little bit let down by, but things I was more so even overwhelmed by as well. So let's get into the first one. Big one, guys, Halo Infinite, of course. I'm a huge Halo fan, guys. I absolutely love this franchise. Halo 5 was a step in the wrong direction, but with any franchise out there, I think we can all agree that there's going to be peaks and valleys within a franchise. We see it with Call of Duty. We see it with these long, standing franchises out there. There's peaks and valleys. Not every game is going to be great. And I think that 343 Industries notices that. And I think that they are making, certain strides to make sure that Halo Infinite is a much better experience than that of Halo 5. However, guys, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I was hoping to see a little bit more. Now, that being said, all the different things that we see within Halo Infinite look really great. I love the open world elements to Halo Infinite, which will, obviously be making videos here in the future about Halo Infinite. You guys can check out all of that content here on the YouTube channel. But I love the open world concepts. I love the variety of weaponry that you have. The grapple, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm really glad that Sprint is back. That was something a lot of people wanted to go away, to kind of go back to the roots of Halo. But I totally disagree. Sprint is something that, keeps it somewhat realistic in this realm, in my personal opinion. I like the faster, play styles and such that come with it. We'll have to see what other abilities you get throughout the course of the campaign, the multiplayer, and, so on and so forth. But overall, I gotta say that I was underwhelmed because even though they added some things like the open world elements, grapple, being able to, of course, see all the different weapons that, that they had within the mission that they were showing us. Overall, guys, I wish that they would have shown us a little sneak peek of the multiplayer, which I know they're stating that they're going to show us at another time. But I think just the sample size we got, even though it's great to see, kind of what they've been working on, I would have liked to see some multiplayer. I would have liked to see maybe even Forge mode, possibly even a Battle Royale mode, which we don't know if those things are coming, obviously, guys, like a Battle Royale mode. But I think that with the landscape and the ever-changing landscape that is gaming, I think it would have been really nice to see Halo Infinite kind of accept this, this idea, right, of a battle royale. And I think they could do a lot of really cool things with that. Maybe, merging the BR and the Forge mode in a way could have been something really interesting to integrate. But nonetheless, guys, overall, I was a little bit underwhelmed, even though the graphics look incredible, the open world elements are awesome, and it looks like the different weaponry and sprint and such. I'm really excited about that stuff. I'm going to be excited about this game no matter what. I just was a little bit underwhelmed by what they showed us, guys, with the build-up that they're kind of been leading us to believe with this. I was a little underwhelmed. But that leads me to the next thing, guys. I'm not going to go over every single game here. I'm just going to kind of get the highlights of what I really appreciated and some of the things that I was underwhelmed by. But overall, what I will say, guys, is the game that I actually am probably the most excited about is State of Decay 3. And here's the catch, is State of Decay is a franchise I've known about for years, but it's this franchise I never have played at this point in time. And so after watching the trailer, I got this feeling of, this unnerving feeling, this terrifying feeling within State of Decay 3. And it actually has convinced me to play the other ones. And so I'm definitely going to start doing playing the other games, guys. And I got to say, it was the best surprise, really, for me, just by watching that trailer, got me incredibly excited about playing State of Decay 3. It was the first one, like I said, that really got me to want to plunge into this franchise. And I got a real The Last of Us kind of feel within this game. I love the segment of in the beginning of the trailer when the girl screams at the wolf, and then later on the deer screams at her. And I just loved the way the trailer was constructed. I think it was one of the best actually that they showed at the Xbox Game Showcase, in my personal opinion. You guys also know I love horror games, so I was really excited. Just really excited about this game in particular. And I can't wait to get my hands on now with the other State of Decay games. So State of Decay, guys, was a real surprise. I mean, I was very excited about that one, to say the least. And then that leads me, guys, into Obsidian, who, of course, guys, they're known for a number of different games. They announced Grounded, or I guess Grounded was already announced previous to the Xbox Game Showcase. However, they showed us more footage of that, which I think is an interesting concept. I love the concept of Grounded. I'm not going to say that it's something that really intrigues me that much. I just love the concepts that they kind of put together for Grounded. And it looks like it might be a fun game just to kind of, a chill game to kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy. But Obsidian also announced Avowed, which is a game that really feels to me like Obsidian's take on Skyrim or Elder Scrolls as a whole. And so when I saw this trailer, it looks very interesting to me, and I gotta say, with the graphics and such, it looks pretty good. And it's interesting the Obsidian is going in this direction, especially because Elder Scrolls 6, of course, was announced. It looks like they're trying to take on Elder Scrolls in a major way here, and I'm excited about that. I can't wait to learn more about Avowed. This is a game that could very well be the next big RPG out there. It's going to be interesting, guys, and I can't wait to see more. So that was a real pleasant surprise, in my opinion, to see something like that. And then that leads me into a couple of games that I was hoping to see more of, or at least announced, but we didn't. So I was a little bit underwhelmed with the talks of, further things that are being integrated into Gears 5. And of course, guys, we've talked on the YouTube channel about Gears 6, and we know that the Coalition is working on Gears 6. It would have been nice to see something, not necessarily like a full-blown announcement of Gear 6, but I think it would have been really nice to see kind of just like the things that they're continuing to do to Gears 5. Even though they're adding operations and such, they've said in the past that they were going to add tons of new content in a major way to Gears 5 throughout the course of 2020. And so I think we wanted to hear more of that outside of like the operations, and we just didn't get that, unfortunately. Gear 6 will probably see an announcement for, I would say, guys, probably next year, probably at the minimum, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. The other one, though, that was a real bummer to me that we were really hoping to see was Perfect Dark, as far as a Perfect Dark reboot. And there were a couple of moments throughout the Xbox Game Showcase where a trailer would come out, it would be like a world premiere or something, and it was I kind of got this idea or this thought in my mind, maybe this is the Perfect Dark, trailer or world premiere, and it ended up not being. None of them ended up being that. I believe one of them was Warhammer 40,000. I thought maybe this was going to be the Perfect Dark trailer somehow or another, and it ended up being, Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, I believe it was called. But nonetheless, Perfect Dark was another letdown for me that we did not get that trailer, at least just a logo, an announcement, or something. But that leads me into the last big announcement, guys. At the very end of the Xbox Game Showcase, we got a Fable sneak peek from Playground Games. And guys, what I got to say about that is I'm excited. It kind of reminds me of the Elder Scrolls 6 reveal, where they kind of just gave us like this this shot of almost like a drone shot of a landscape, and they kind of did that in Fable. They kind of integrated a few things into it outside of that, but I thought that just the idea that they're working on a Fable game, which we do know, this has been 100% confirmed now, but we thought that before they were certainly working on a new Fable game, but this gives us confirmation, and that's incredibly exciting. Now, there's been people that have, compared the Xbox Game Showcase to PlayStation and what PlayStation did with their showcase. And I gotta say, guys, there's pros and cons to each. I will say that Xbox Game Showcase, I felt that some of the games that they showed, they weren't as they didn't, show enough, or, they weren't as heavy hitters. Like, I was really hoping Halo Infinite was gonna blow us out, blow us out of the water, essentially. And it didn't do that. And I know that they had stated that it was going to be a campaign reveal, which is great, but I just would have really liked to see, I feel like if they would have announced like a BR mode, if they would have showed us Forge mode, if they would have really built the excitement, I think that would have been great. Some of their other games, though, they did show, a little bit. I think Xbox, what they wanted to do with their showcase was show all of the different exclusives that are coming out and just all the games that are coming out at launch. And so they wanted to have like a little segment of time for each of those games, and there's a lot of games coming out. PlayStation was more like reserved on, we're going to show like, this many games, and each one is going to have a specific segment of time that they're able to kind of dedicate to it. And so there's pros and cons to each of those. Sometimes if you spend more time on one game is a good thing. It kind of convinces you to try it out or whatever the case might be. With Xbox, though, they just wanted to show the sheer amount of stuff that is coming out. So there's pros and cons to each of it. I love the Xbox Game Showcase. I like the PlayStation Showcase. I thought they were both, pretty good overall. There were peaks and there were valleys, just like with any of these showcases, guys. But I'm excited nonetheless about a lot of these games that are coming out. I'll be sure to give you guys more content on a lot of these games. All the games I'm talking about right now that I'm reacting to, you guys can expect that content here on the YouTube channel. But let me know, what did you guys think about the Xbox Game Showcase? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's have a real conversation about it.